Welcome to Wisdom from the House. This month we have been talking about trust, and I pray that things have stirred up with you, and I hope that you've been challenged to revisit trusting people. See, the first week was what is trust? The second week was rebuilding trust. The third week was repairing trust, and today we're going to talk about living it. It's one thing to talk about it, it's another thing to live about it. See, there's a quote I want to give you. Once you have really hurt someone, it will always be in the back of their mind, even if they still have a smile on their face. That came from Pinterest.com. See, this quote really speaks for itself. Generally, once we have forgiven a person who have betrayed our trust, we are still hesitant about letting them back in like they used to be. Just because we are smiling doesn't mean we have forgotten the pain. Sometimes we have to know how to let the past go. We can have a scar, but you shouldn't be having a pain with the scar anymore. See, my husband, Bishop Clinton House, uses this quote, and I feel it is so applicable for this topic. And it simply says, bear well your scars, and who it was that gave you the best of them, for they were to remind you that the past was real. The author is unknown. See, as in the previous videos, I spoke of the betrayal of a friend and how I had to distance myself while I was being healed of that circumstance because I knew I wasn't ready to address that person in the state I was in. I knew that if I had come across that person, I probably would have been vengeful and hurtful to them. And I might have said some words that I shouldn't have been saying. But after a time, I was able to redefine my relationship with that person. And I haven't been betrayed from that person since. See, my dad used to say, hurting people, they hurt you back. And just like that person hurt me, I wasn't hurting. I didn't want to hurt them back either because I wanted to allow myself to be healed. And I hope that makes sense. So when you're in a betrayal season and you're hurting, make sure you don't hurt people like someone hurt you, and you create a pattern that you don't want to be spoken when people mention your name. So the topic today is living it. So here's a few things I've learned. Number one, you must be patient. This process, it isn't overnight because it's mental and emotional healing. You must be consistent in talking to yourself daily. You've got to pray every single day. Then one day, something clicks and you find the pain gone. You know, it's a miracle because you've allowed yourself to be healed mentally and emotionally. Oh my God, it's such freedom. And that's how you start rebuilding trust. Number two, you have to choose to be open. When you have a trigger moment, hush. Count to 10. Breathe. And then respond kindly and just be nice. When you stop and catch yourself, you are helping you. You're beginning to control your own spirit. And the Bible talks about controlling your spirit. And that's how you do it. You hush. You breathe. And you count to 10. Number 3, you gotta focus. Keep the main thing the main thing. Don't let distractions get out and get in your way. You got to get caught up. Don't you let yourself get caught up in the little things. Stop sweating the small things and the fine little details. Be free. Focus. Follow one course until you are successful. You can find yourself living and trusting again. Isn't that what you really want to do? Live and trust again. So with living it, reflect on where you see yourself in 6 months and strive to make it happen. When you finish watching this video, get you a journal and write out, where do I want to be in 6 months when it comes to trusting? And then follow the course. Focus. Follow one course until successful. See, there's a quote I want to leave with you, and it says, I trust you is a compliment better than I love you. Because you may not always trust the person you love, but you will always love the person you trust. That comes from lovequotesmessages.com. So I'll see you next week, because I trust you're going to keep following my channel. And I trust you're not going to forget to subscribe and tell others to do the same. Living it. Let's live it, not just talk it. Let's walk it. God bless.